And we are live! Welcome everyone to this pre-Christmas live stream. Lots of thoughts on review in chat already. I've got my tea ready, or I've already had my tea. And yeah, we have a chocolate printer to unbox today. Actually, if some of you will remember, we've had the MyCusini, the original MyCusini, I guess it's called, on stream a couple weeks ago, and that went so and so. This is the MyCusini 2.0. It's a newer, better, nicer version of that printer, basically. It still does the same thing. It still prints chocolate. We're going to get to how much chocolate it actually is. And yeah, it's a pretty small box. I don't really know what to expect here. Choco printer, food production. Yes. So let me give you a quick walkthrough of what this does real quick before we start digging in, so you guys get a bit of an idea what's going on here. Screen cap, there we go. So this is what we're gonna get ideally. I hope they sent me the pink one. They also make them in black and gray, but I hope I got the pink one. Basically, it has little, not technically chocolate sticks. Can I zoom in here? Yeah. So you get these sticks. This is basically your material that you're printing with, and you load them into the printer. It melts them down through a cartridge like this. That is the actual cartridge where you insert your Choco sticks into, and it has a nozzle up here. And yeah, it squeezes it out like a regular FDM printer. So it's going to be interesting to see how well this one does. So tech specs wise, it's $800 for the printer. That includes 1 pack of sticks. I don't know which kit they actually sent me. The tech specs, so 3.5-inch touch color display. That's a huge improvement over the first one. The first one just had a, oh, you guys are over there, sorry. The first one just had like a monochromatic text LCD, and you had to look up in like a little booklet which are the, I think, 1,000 models that are pre-sliced and pre-prepared on the printer you wanted to print. You'd go through the booklet, you'd pick a number, and then you'd print that. So now that's all in a color touchscreen that's up here. Now it has lights. There we go. Now it has lights. Now it has rounded corners. Okay, so the old one, I mean, if you have a quick look at the MyCusini, the original one, so that was the original one, no rounded corners, just had the little screen up here with the jog wheel, so looks a lot cheaper. But of course, the proof is in the pudding how well this is going to perform and whether this one's going to fall apart like the last one. I hope it doesn't. Yeah, so it has basically pre-sized models on there and all that. But of course, you can also slice your own files if you want, I don't know, whatever you want to print. So yeah. Don't know, does that do text-to-speech? Doesn't. I'll have to check whether that tip. I still need to switch to Stream Elements. But yeah, that's the printer. That's the idea behind this. What am I missing in chat? Unboxing this. Yeah, unboxing this live. Absolutely. Merry Christmas, Tom. JD CMC is saying Merry Christmas back to you if you celebrate Christmas. So yeah. I wonder if you could just melt and mold normal chocolate into the stick shape. I guess you can. So that the sticks actually, let me start digging in here. The sticks are not just chocolate sticks. They actually have a foil covering around them, kind of like a sausage pack. So that's gonna have my address on it. So I'm gonna quickly get that out of the way. So those sticks basically have. Those sticks have a bit of a foil coating around them, but I guess it wouldn't be too hard to replicate that. Ooh, there we go. That almost looks like a, well, what they're saying online is basically, or on their site, is basically it's supposed to look like a kitchen tool, while the first one was more like a toy basically, and taking this out of the box, it kind of looks like a fryer or something, or a toaster. Where have I seen that shape? Ah, I've seen this shape somewhere. Oh, it's actually on its back, right. It goes like that. But I've seen that shape somewhere. Ah, I can't exactly remember. SD card on top with the MyCusini logo. Ooh, that is easy to lose. On the inside, we're probably gonna run into that again. Touchscreen up top, and that's the entire thing. 3DS Cube, yeah. All right. So, yeah, Andrew Smith, thank you for the 5. I will get a coffee or another, ooh, that's a big pack, or another beverage on you. Thank you very much. So let me see what else we're getting here. So this is just packaging, right? Yep, that's just an empty box that they're including. Simone's in chat. Good to see you, and he who dwells in shadow. Good to see you again as well. So another empty box. I guess they're just using these for packaging. That is accessories. What is this? This is probably electronics. No, okay, so this is telling me we got the premium kit, because the premium kit includes, oh, these are, wow, these are some nasty tweezers. Okay, let me zoom in here real quick. This is what they include for tweezers. You see that? That's like a little pick right there. Wow, okay, okay. So tweezers, print platform. This is, oh, this has Open Build's wheels on it. Or Open Build's clone wheels. That's interesting. Is that like a little ring magnet for homing or something? Interesting. So this is where the silicone pads go. This is what you actually print onto, and you remove those after the print. These just go in here. You get 3 of these. So I am taking, this is the premium kit. Yeah, and this is the 2 cartridge holders. Ah, so it's the same print model book that was included with the first one. So let me get this out of the way real quick. So this is going to be the heater element that we insert the cartridges into. This looks a bit different than what we had on the previous one. So the previous one, of course, was white, open, close. So this has like a little bayonet mount in there, and these pads are actually the electrical contacts, as far as I know. So 2 for the heater, 2 for the thermistor. I don't know which are which, but yeah, basically that's where your cartridge pokes out, and this is what that cartridge looks like. So that's where you insert your chocolate packages or sticks, basically. That goes in here, and then that gets heated from the outside, and your nozzle pokes through the underside. So that's how that is going to work, and this is going to fit into the printer, into the mount right there. So you get a second one, so that you don't have to like remove the chocolate and prime it and flush it if you want to print with like 2 different materials or 2 different colors. Otherwise, you can take the packets out of these, but you will need to reprime the nozzle, just like on a filament printer, on a plastic-based printer. Same idea. And that is that. Small nozzle, yeah, it is a rather small nozzle for the for what it is. I think this is like roughly a 1 millimeter nozzle here. Actually, I can give you a nozzle reference. So you might have seen these. That is the 0.8. So if I get these into the same focal plane, yeah, it's roughly 1 millimeter in size. I wonder if you can like, nah, I don't think you can combine these. But yeah, of course you do want a decent nozzle size to be actually, to be able to extrude chocolate, which isn't like a perfectly made material. This is, so let me get the chocolate thing out of the way, because I was people were pointing that out to me on the last stream where I did the 1.0. What we're printing with is technically not chocolate. It is, they're not calling it chocolate. I'm calling it chocolate because it looks better in the thumbnail. But it's Choco, what they're calling it. So technically it is fondant, I guess. It does contain, so that the dark stuff, the dark sticks do contain real cocoa. But the blue and I think the white as well. Oh, this also contains cocoa, but this stuff I think does not. Yeah, so this is fondant, pure fondant. So there is the ingredients. Basically a hard sugar paste, and then the dark stuff. That's the ingredients for that. Why am I shaking so much? Hold on. That is the dark stuff. So this is, I guess, somewhat close to actual chocolate, and it doesn't taste bad. So that's the thing. It's not technically chocolate, but it tastes like chocolate, especially since you're not supposed to eat this by itself. It's, when you're printing it, it's decorations, it's toppings, it's casings for pralines, however those are called in English, that you can add fillings to. So this is also what they're including in the premium kit. So this is a set of, if I can open it, there we go, fillings for like little 3D printed stuff that you can do. So you get yogurt cherry, you get nougat, you get Marc de Champagne, okay. peach, maracuja, Irish coffee. So just different flavors of fillings that you can fill your 3D printed stuff with. Yeah, these are, of course, you don't have to use, so especially for fillings and stuff, you don't have to use the exact stuff that MyCusini, or what do they call it, Print to Taste is the company name, I think. What they are supplying, you can fill these with your own stuff. Like, nobody's stopping you. These don't go in the printer. These are just like little, I'm missing so many terms for like kitchen stuff. But these little pouches, you cut the tip off and you squirt them out. You use them like a cake decorating tool, and you can fill your 3D printed stuff with these. But you can add your own stuff, of course. So 10 single packs of 30 grams each. Store in the refrigerator. I shall do that. Right. So yeah, the premium pack also includes, I thought it was supposed to be 4, we're getting 1, but okay. So these are little gift packets that you can fold up and store your printed stuff in. You get the idea. Piping bag, okay, thank you. Thank you for the clarification there. All right, so yes, this is also what you get with the premium pack. Something like a telemarketer guy. You also get a 3D recipe book. So yeah, recipes for like basic cakes, and then the idea is you add the decorations on top. I think that's what this printer works best for. Cereal. Okay, good morning on cereal. Counts as a recipe, I guess. The thing is, you can combine this with whatever you want. So my mom has already asked, hey, can we print something for like the Christmas meal on Christmas Day that she's making? Can we print like a little topping for dessert? That's what this thing shines for, or is made for, I guess. Oh yeah, I forgot. Disclosure on this live stream before you start actually digging into it and seeing how well everything works. Also, I'm missing a quick start guide or something, but I guess we'll figure that out. Disclosure, so of course, as always with review units, MyCusini or Print to Taste sent this unit to me free of charge. I didn't pay anything for it. They didn't pay me anything for it. There's no requirements for making content on it, and no money changed hands. I think I already covered that. I will be returning this once I'm done with testing, just like the last MyCusini 1.0. Yeah, that's that. I'm missing a quick start guide. Let me double check what we have here, whether I've accidentally thrown that out or if there is something. Nope. Nope, nothing linked. Package slip. No. Okay. So I guess we're just going to plug it in and see if the display walks us through anything, and we can figure that out. Hope it has auto Choco bed leveling. We'll see. Okay. So on the back, Ooh, sorry if that was loud. On the back, you get a couple of notes. So of course, this is printed from a German company, from Freising, which is like not even an hour from me. Proudly tested by Franzi. MyCusini 60 watts. You get a 60 watt power supply with that, which we're going to use. 12 volt serial number right there. And then on the bottom you have, why is that turning so dark? Your barrel jack, power input, 12 volt, and a power switch with a little LED. So we're going to go ahead and plug this in. Bridging test on chocolate? Well, perhaps for the full review. So this looks like it's a universal power adapter that they can use for like international delivery too. So it has the little clip-in with the UK plug. What is this? US plug, and of course the standard Euro plug. There we go. 12 volt, 5 amps, 60 watts. to not open, indoor use only, as usual. And I think this is the same supply that they, or at least a very similar supply that they included with the MyCusini 1.0, because the 1.0 didn't have a power switch on the machine, just had the power switch in the cord. So you get two switches. You get one in the cord, one on the machine, which you're both going to have to turn on. I wonder how many people run into that and complain that their printer isn't working. So looks like so down, not towards the, okay. +1 for the heart on top of the eye. Yeah, that's a nice touch. That's missing from the, which eye? Wait, hold on. Oh, there in the, I was going to say in the logo. No, Franzi, who checked this. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, they're not, the thing is with MyCusini, they're not a huge manufacturer like Reality or someone who's pumping out millions of machines every year. They're probably doing, I don't know, maybe 10,000 a year. Probably if they do 10,000 a year, it's already a lot for them. Right, there's no instructions on the. Ooh, what? There's no instructions on the screen. Okay, let's see if I can figure this out. Okay, so the refill button has a bit of an assistance. So that's actually okay. That's a pretty neat touch. Please turn around. Okay, so I think I've figured out that the first bit here. So that in there, that is actually the drive for the y-axis. So if you look at this platform, it has the MyCusini logo in the front, and then it has a please turn around in the back. So these wheels on the side, they just ride in the, they just ride in here. That's actually pretty good. And then it snaps into place once the magnets match up. So there's a magnet here, there's a magnet down there in the center. And basically you just shove it in and it snaps in place. That is pretty cool thinking. And yeah, it has a bit of slop, but it's a chocolate printer. I think this is a nice solution. You can't pull it out the back, and I guess this pin, this little plastic pin here, prevents you from inserting it backwards. That is pretty cool. So once the print is done, you just pull this out and you take off your little silicone sheet. I'm impressed. That's a nice idea. I'm gonna print a test hook and send it to Stefan to test it. That would be pretty cool, though. I don't think there's much strength in these materials. So silicone mat, print area is 90 by 90. These mats are not symmetrical, but yeah, doesn't matter. That just sits in here. The edges are slightly raised up, but I think that shouldn't be a problem. So that goes in here. Please insert cartridge. I'm going to look at whether we can find a quick start guide for the printer, because I don't know if we're going to miss anything if we don't follow that. So product info. You may also like FAQ, shipping info, 2.0 quick start. I've also got that one, but it's not the right printer. How it works? Insert Choco. Okay, so that's for the old one. Easy to use, insert, preheat, print. Okay, I mean, look, the idea is it's gonna be easy enough to be used as a kitchen tool. So, okay, let's just try and figure this out. Please insert cartridge. That's what it's saying. I I am guessing they have missed including a quick start guide with this one, because this is just the recipes. And this is the recipe book that doesn't actually have anything on the print itself. But I've used the first one, so I kind of know what I'm getting into. So we did, what do we do? Refill. So it says cartridge 0%, refill cartridge. So let's do refill, and I know how this should roughly work. So we're going to start with the blue. So we're going to do blue packs. So these are full sticks, and the full sticks are used for the, I believe that they're used as like a full stick in their MyCusini. But for the MyCusini, you have to slice them in half, so you can kind of see these are plastic wrapped. These are like a sausage pack. They have the metal clips in the back, and then a plastic foil. And basically for the MyCusini, you snap them in half. There you go, and that's the amount that you use in the cartridge. That's the end that it's going to melt the Choco fondant out of, and that's the end where the plunger is going to press against. So basic idea, you take your metal cartridge holder, you plop this thing in with the sausage pack, you plop this in the heater, and then this should just be able to snap into place. So it's got a little logo there that aligns it. Go like that, and that should be, yeah, that's twisted all the way. And the printer is now saying, please insert cartridge. We're saying done. And it's at 100% and ready. Easy enough. That's homed. Okay, I guess that they're skipping. I guess they're skipping end stops for this one. Let's see. What do we get? Can I zoom down a bit more on this one? I think I can. I think I can, because these cameras have a bit of optical zoom. There we go, and I'm gonna have to move this. There we go. If only you would autofocus. Perfect, nice. So we're gonna do print, preheating and process. Let's see what we get. Okay, German menu. So I guess this is on the SD card, and of course you can load your own stuff onto the SD card. Letters, food and drink, family, Halloween. Getting shapes? I guess that's missing an H, so that would be hollow shapes. And then LNDR 1. Love, music, names, New Year's, Easter, letterings, animals, games, what's that? Astral signs, sports, school. Let me see if we can do something for Christmas. I know that there was going to be, there has to be a Christmas category, right? Big shape. So they do like 3D models. It is not just letterings, which of course I think is what this thing is going to be used most for. So when you have like cupcakes that you want to decorate, you want to put like a, you know, basically like this, where you have a personalized lettering or something on a cake. That's what I think this thing is going to be great for. But of course you can also do full 3D models, and we can take a quick look through the model book, which was very much necessary for the original MyCusini. For this one I don't think you need it as much, but it is, you know, it is always nice to have like the overview of just all the models in one place that you can just scroll through or look through. So, oops, it's kind of hard using this backwards and upside down. So what do we get? What do we get? Oh, that looks good. So star. Extrude until the Choco flows continuously. Okay, so priming basically. Sugar Jesus. So this should now, so I'm gonna keep hitting extrude here. which basically pushes the plunger down, I guess. Or do I hold this? Oh, I skipped preheating. I shouldn't have done that. Hold on, hold on. Let's actually go back through here. So preheating in progress. Okay. I shouldn't have skipped preheating because, of course, now we have a cold cartridge. So preheating in progress. We're gonna let that preheat for a couple minutes. So it does take quite a while to preheat because it's not like filament where you have a 1.75 millimeter cross section that you have to heat thoroughly or heat through. Here you actually have a, I guess this is roughly like 17.5 millimeters in diameter that you have to heat thoroughly. So, you know, you have to heat it from the outside in, and that's just going to take a while. That's just going to take a while to heat through. How thick are you? So let me see. If somebody wants to make their own cartridges, this is 18.4 roughly, and where's that second holder? Where did I put that second holder? There it is. It's right here. And this has a receptacle for 19.2. So 19 millimeters, that's what it's going to have to heat through. And of course, the heater heats from the outside in. It first has to heat through the stainless steel cartridge. This is a relatively thick wall. And then it has to heat the chocolate on the inside as well. So this is, of course, food grade stainless steel. Overall length, so half a cartridge. Well, let me do a full cartridge in length. Full cartridge is 104 millimeters roughly, with the sausage clips on the end. 104, and then you have a depth of 55 on the inside before it hits that first lip down there. So somebody can do the math how much volume half a stick is, or I could just look at the package, of course. 160 grams. 160 grams for 5 sticks. So that's 10 portions basically, because you cut them in half. So that's 16 grams of Choco cartridge filling per half stick. Size of the print is a fingernail. We're gonna find out. I don't know. After preheating is heating, it should. Yeah. So I guess I don't have the fleur with me, but with the glossy stainless, it wouldn't make much sense anyway. So yeah, you can feel that this is kind of getting warm, but it is mostly heating towards the inside. Is that chocolate blue? So yeah, I've explained that before, but the blue stuff is not technically chocolate. So this does not contain any cacao, cocoa. I've looked up what the difference between cocoa and cacao is, and it's like some people use some term for the same thing. The white, I think the pink as well. Nope, not the pink, but the white and the dark and the regular Choco do contain cacao. They do contain cocoa powder, but again, it is technically not chocolate, but it's kind of like chocolate, tastes kind of like chocolate. But I guess for printability and for consistency, or I don't know the reasons behind it, but I guess they chose that. You're not, like I said, you're not biting off of this, and you're not eating this directly. You're using this for decorations or for like containers for fillings to make your own little desserts and stuff. 528. So I'm gonna let this heat thoroughly. I don't want to skip anything here. Print volume, yes. Let me pull up the item description again. So the old MyCusini 1.0 was print area 105 by 80 by 50. So that's the one that we unboxed a couple of weeks ago. 105, 80, 50. The new one, the 2.0, is different in shape. Product info 2.0. So the new one is 90 by 90 millimeters printing area. So it's now a square area. And how tall can it print? I don't know how tall this thing is going to be able to print. Let me see if the shop has any more info on that. So yeah, as far as pricing goes, I've already mentioned this. The printer in its basic kit is 800 bucks. We got the premium kit, which has more mats, 2 of the cartridges, the pointy tweezers, the gift boxes, the recipe book, and the fillings. That's 900. So yeah, that's all the differences. You can check that out at the link in the description. Yeah, it doesn't actually say anywhere how tall it can print. But the thing is, like I said, you're not going to be printing like larger figurines with this most of the time. I think you could if you had your own models and stuff that you want to use as cake toppers. You could definitely do that. It's not just a contour printer. This is doing full 3D. Well, it's a full XYZ plus E 3D printer, so it can do full 3D stuff. And some of the models that are preloaded are full 3D. But yeah, print times aren't or weren't great on the first one. We're going to see how much better or different a second one is. Nozzle size, roughly 1 millimeter, Joshua. So it is a... There we go, that is the nozzle right there that I can show you. So yeah, roughly 1 millimeter. It's a rather large nozzle, but it is a pretty small nozzle for being a chocolate fondant Choco printer. Somebody was asking whether you could fill these with plastic pellets and use that. And I guess you could do that, though it would, so probably not in this printer. So for printing this chocolate fondant Choco that they're using, it probably doesn't get up to 200 and something degrees. It's probably a lot below that. And also if you have like a loose pellet material in here, getting all the air pockets out, I think is going to be a huge issue. So I wouldn't necessarily bet on this being a great solution for pellet printing or direct from pellet resin printing. But hey, if somebody's tried it out, I would love to see that. 200 bucks? No, it's 100 bucks more. It's 100 bucks more for the premium kit versus the versus the standard. So you get more print materials, you get the silicone mats, you get an extra packet holder. You get the fillings. So for 100 bucks, I think that's okay. Though, of course, at 800 bucks, this isn't exactly cheap. 800 bucks, that's as much as you pay for a Prusa Mark III kit, which, of course you can, ooh, this power plug is sliding out, which of course you can't really compare because the Prusa Mark III doesn't print chocolate, Choco, and this one doesn't print plastic. So, in the grand scheme of things, yes, it's an expensive machine, but like I said, these are, I don't know if they're made in Germany actually, but yeah, German company from Freising, low volume production. It's different things. You can't really compare these two to an Ender 3 or something. Doesn't do ice cream. Yeah, I think you're going to have a pretty bad time trying to print ice cream with this. And we're going to do a review on the Palette 3 or Palette 3 Pro. Nothing planned yet, but it would be interesting to play with one. Xanamata, yeah, for 800 euros you can buy so many sweets that you get diabetes. That is true, but you're not going to be able to shape your own chocolate or Choco stuff for 800 bucks for the shop-made stuff or store-bought stuff. Where are the reflections? Okay, I guess there. So yeah, this makes custom stuff, and you know, if whatever you're comparing this to doesn't do that, then that's just not a great comparison. Actually, let's do the Christmas tree. Question: 3D Christmas tree or 2D Christmas tree? Let me know, chat. 3D Christmas tree is probably going to take a bit longer. Actually, can it? No, I don't want. I don't know if I can start this, or I can tap this without starting it. 3D. Okay. Extrude until the Choco flows continuously. So let's see. I'm just going to keep pressing here. Oh, let's stay zoomed in. Extrude. Oh yeah, it's already dripping. Okay, so that's a little tray right there. That's a nice touch. I guess you can pull this out at any time. So a little tray right there that just catches whatever gets extruded, and that looks like the right consistency, roughly. Okay. Print. Here's our model. And there's the print. Okay, that was easy enough. There's no leveling, there's no adjusting. Yeah, that looks pretty well leveled. I guess you don't need to have it perfectly level. But that's pretty good for no adjustment. Yeah, speed looks good too. Yeah, so it is putting out some material. Nope, that way. Okay, that's all the zoom we get, and we're already cropped in. Can I turn the lights down? I guess not while it's printing. But yeah, it does have a little addressable LED strip in the back here. So that's hard to see. That's also hard to see, and I don't want to move it around while it's printing. But yeah, it is printing. Okay. Easy enough. That looks like it's doing a decent overhang right there. Wow, that's like a 45-degree overhang that is printing right there. Okay. Print quality from my perspective here looks good. I mean, this looks as good as a filament print, basically. Let me see. Whoop, don't want to pull the power cord. Let me see how I can show this to you a bit better without covering everything in blue Choco dust. And it is very much silent, or it is very quiet. Yeah, the noise cancelling should still be off for this one. I did turn it off last stream with the Form 3. Nope, that way. So there is the print. Honestly, that's looking pretty good. No infill? It is doing some infill. But it looks like it's I don't know, extruded step plus. Or it might just not have been primed entirely. There might have been like a little air bubble there. Okay, do we get any time estimate? No, we just get a, so on the top screen here, we just get a expired time. Did you guys see if there was like a time estimate before we started to print at all? Somebody's asking, so question from Seth. Somebody's asking, lots of people are asking lots of stuff. Let me try and answer these one by one. So the squares are roughly 1 inch. They're not square, but yeah, they're roughly 1 inch. Yeah, just for scale. What does it smell like? The Rebel Robot is asking. Doesn't smell like anything. Joshua Carter is asking, can you download STL files to print onto this? Yes, you can. Very much. You can slice your own files to print on this. And I think that is through a web application, but I'm not sure. Would it be capable of printing multiple parts in one run compared to retraction? So basically, 3D print creators asking about oozing. It doesn't, I mean, it can't physically do retractions, but it should be able to move between individual parts on the same plate. Yeah, moves look decently fast, so I think that shouldn't be much of a problem. It should be quiet with no part cooling and heat break. Yeah, Max, but the thing is, the stepper motors also are very quiet, so it's not really audible. If you, oh, this power plug keeps sliding out. It's not really audible as in, or annoying as far as the sound profile goes. Somebody asked, is this really safe to eat? Yes, this is 100% safe to eat. So the cartridges, or the holders, are stainless. Come on, camera, focus, please. Maybe? Come on, there we go. So these are food-grade stainless steel. Also, on the inside, there's nothing there that could get contaminated or contain stuff that is not food safe. And really, your packets, your Choco packets, only get in contact with the stainless steel cartridge. So these go in here. These are entirely enclosed in this, and they come out the nozzle on the other side. So that 100% is safe to eat. And this is just, you know, food. Food stuff. The silicone mats, these, you might have actually used some like these. These are used for like, as like baking mats in the oven that you use, or baking sheets, I guess. Same stuff, same material. So this is a, and this is basically a silicone covered glass fiber mesh, I guess. Just standard cooking utensils. So these are flexible, so you can peel the print off. Yeah, food safe. Everything that the food gets in contact, or the Choco gets in contact with, is food safe or food grade materials. Is a cartridge wrapper safe to eat? I don't think it is. So this is I guess this is kind of like a cling wrap material that they've got on here. There's my cartridge. That's like a cling wrap material. I guess you could eat it. You shouldn't eat it, but I guess you could eat it, and it's just going to pass right through. Need to get one, but not in their color. What's wrong with their color? I love that. Service only? Oh, I guess that's a USB port, service port. R2D2 would love that. I love that color. It's nice and bright. Do you guys remember the, what is it called? The II 3D printer? That was 5 or 6 years ago that I did a video on that from the 3D, some 3D show where they had like the 60s refrigerator style 3D printer. Those were, I love the design on those, and this kind of reminds me of that, because the color, of course, is somewhat similar. But yeah, if you don't like the pink, you can get them in gray and black too. Like, you can get them in boring colors. So when you fill a food-grade stainless steel tube with plastic, you can safely eat it. Robin Visser, so the plastic actually stays inside the stainless steel. So the plastic does not get squeezed out or melted out with it. Once you use up a filling, once you use up a what are you calling them? A refill pack, once you use these up, the plastic stays in here and you get to pull that out and plop a new one in. So the plastic does not get extruded along with it, and this of course has been engineered to be safe, to be safely heated in the machine. It must taste like candle wax. Well, it's a sugar-based material. It's not really, there's no wax in there or anything. Are there any default calibration prints? So there's not really anything to calibrate, really. You saw what I did with the printer to get it working. It's just take it out of the box, plop a cartridge in, and it prints. There's not much more than that to do. But what I will do is I'm going to grab a piece of gaff tape and just tape the power cord to it, because this keeps sliding out. This is not a locking plug on the back here. Maybe I can show you. Oh, I can just fling this around, of course. So the frame is pretty sturdy. It's just a plastic box, but on the back here, this power plug, this is non-locking, so this keeps sliding out like this far, and there's nothing holding it in place. And if you wiggle this around, yeah, you can see this likes to slide out. So I'm just gonna grab a piece of gaff tape and secure this in place somehow, I guess, like that. I wish that was a locking plug, yes, or at least a mate that had a bit more friction than this. But yeah, if you know what you're looking for, yeah, you can work around it. Okay, and it looks like those first few bits where we had a bit of extrusion problems on the underside, that may have just been a priming thing where the cartridge wasn't fully filled yet. Can you print chocolate a benchy boat? Yes. Can try exporting model print next? Yes. Is there power panic? I don't think so. I don't think this thing has any power panic. Try the purge. We did a bit of purge, and you can actually see the purged material on the side here. There is a little tray for that. I guess I should have purged just a bit more. So how does this work? Let me see. You guys watch the print real quick, and I'm going to try to figure out how the MyCusini Club works, which is their software, I guess. Create account. Okay, that was for the shop. With login code. So, okay, MyCusini Club with serial number with login code. I'm just going to fill this out real quick. And I may have registered already, but I don't have a password anymore, I think. Nope. You guys can watch the print while I do that real quick. And I believe that's what the recommended interface would be. We can take a look at what's on the SD card and you know, what the file format looks like, but I don't think it's anything that's like proprietary, or well, it might be somewhat proprietary, I don't know, it might have a custom file ending, but I'm pretty sure it's just regular G-codes plus some preview file. But again, we're going to take a look at that once this print is done. Serial number. Okay, I'm not a robot. Register. Please fill the marked entries. I put something in there. Come on. Okay, that's looking good. I probably missed half of the chat, sorry. Confirmation, okay. MyCusini Club, please confirm your email. Yes. Welcome, you can now log in. Okay. Let's see what we get. 9 messages, wow. Oh yeah, and you can get a 10% discount, I guess, until tomorrow. Ah, sorry, too late. Labeled chocolate bars. Yeah, so what they also have is in the shop, you can get like a literal 100-gram chocolate bar that you can print onto, I guess. Now, can you print onto it? But you can put printed customization on top of it. Oh yeah, no, okay, you can print onto it. So in the menu of the MyCusini, you will find the setting Produce on Object. There you can adjust the height for the chocolate bar and then print any template on it. That's pretty cool. You know, grab a chocolate bar. So this doesn't have to be the MyCusini chocolate bar. So since you can adjust the height, I can have a look at the menu how that works. But yeah, if you have like a chocolate covered cookie or something, you can print onto that, or you could print onto an actual like a chocolate chip cookie. You could print something onto that. I think that's pretty cool. And since you don't have to like follow the shape, you can have the Choco drop down onto it and drip down onto it. You don't have to have a perfectly flat top. I think that would be pretty cool. Have you tried hooking up to Octoprint? I don't think it has a... What are you? I don't think it has a USB port, but I just discovered there's a micro SD slot on the back in addition to the full-size SD slot on the top. So there is our little Christmas tree. Bit melty on the... It just dripped. It just literally dripped right through the... That's interesting. So that the tool head is parked right there, and it's got like a bit of drip coming off. And it just dripped right through the printer, dripped right through that bottom slot. It pooped out the bottom. So, okay. Ow. Ow. That hurts. Up. So what you get is the little silicone mat. There's a little tab right there. You just peel this off, and there's your Christmas tree. It's pretty good. That's pretty good, yeah. Excuse the... Well, I'm going to shove this out of the way real quick. So excuse the bit of... Where are we? There are we. A little bit of priming issue at the bottom. I think that was really just not fully primed yet. That's looking good. Again, bit melty on top. It didn't use minimum layer time. It just kept on printing, but it looks... Whoops. It looks surprisingly much like just a regular PLA 3D print. It doesn't look like a... Are you still hot? Can I cool you off? No. Yeah, it looks very much like a regular filament print. So I'm just going to take a bite, right? Eat it. Water, not bad at all. It's very soft. Tastes like white chocolate, actually. You can see that's kind of like still kind of soft and chewy. Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of strength, but surprisingly strong for a little fondant chocolate print. And the good thing is, you know, if you have failed prints and stuff, you can just eat them. So that's not bad. So let's, yeah, it's still dripping. It's still dripping into itself here and making a bit of a mess. Yeah, since it takes a while to heat up, I guess it also takes a while to cool down. And during the time it does drip. Let me see. Don't do this with your normal printer. Well, that's going to be very crunchy. So yeah, eat the printer. Nah. So yeah, you can print onto other stuff, templates and logos. Yeah, and they do that. They also offer the service where because the idea is you don't have to be a 3D printing nerd to use this thing. You don't have to be into 3D printers to use this thing. They're kind of positioning it as a kitchen utensil for like involved hobbyists or bakeries and want to offer custom stuff. And I think for that's a good application. So if you have something that you want to print, but you don't have the skills to produce that print file, I'm just saying I should turn the slide on. Then they will do that for you. But that is a paid service though, and you can order that with, I guess, MyCusini credits. Yeah, and that gets you access to their services for creating print files for you. So MyCusini Club. Let's see, tips and tricks, settings. What do we have here? Update, welcome at MyCusini Club. Update, software update. We cannot provide. Okay. Tutorials explaining expert apps, standard templates for download. So that's what's on the SD card, I assume. Applications. Let's just see. So basic mode. What do you get? Lettering, connected, Choco. Ah, wow. That's a wonky. Wonky preview there. So what do we do? Insert this text. Text field too long. Okay, I guess that is much too long. Yep, that doesn't fit on the build plate. I guess if we crank down the size, nah. Okay, that's the smallest it will go. Let's see if we do that. Can we delete the? Oh, can I not delete the old one? Do I have to refresh this? No. There you go. Insert this text. Okay, so that works. Okay, you get a couple fonts for as a choice. I guess these are fonts that they made sure they can 3D print. So yeah, it prints like a connecting line at the bottom, so you can take this off as one piece and you don't get the individual, but this one doesn't. Don't get the individual letters. I guess with these you will need to, so once you take these off the print plate, these will be individual layers. So it will be the L, the 4Y3, and then the R5 as individual ones. But here you get that line that ties it all together. So I guess you're going to have to be quite careful with this thing once you take it off. Layer height 4, so that's technically not layer height, that is like amount of layers. So 9 millimeters tall that you can do. And then what does reflect do? Okay, so that mirrors it. Why would you want to mirror it? I don't know. Basically that, continue, file name, let's see, and that's just the web app that generates that for you. I'm going to grab the SD card from the printer. And thankfully this laptop does have a G-code file. Ha! Layers.gco. Sorry, my face is in the way. But yeah, layers.gco. We can open this up in RepetitorHost, or we can actually open this up in Notepad. in Notepad. Oh, hold on, that's in the old menu? Nope, misclicked. Sorry. Old menu, Notepad++. Let me see what that looks like. Yeah, that's G-code. That is straight up regular old G-code. So I guess you could slice in G-code that if somebody knows what software generates this, please let me know in chat. So yeah, that is just regular G-code. And I guess you could use whatever slicer you want to slice your own parts for this, if you wanted to. No. Do we get a preview? Print preview? Yeah, there it is. So Repetier host recognizes this is just regular G-code. And I guess they're using, are they using regular E? Yep, regular E values, nothing special about this at all. Make a Prusa slicer profile? Yeah, that's going to be something for off camera. I don't want to bore you guys with me messing around on the stream. So lettering connected text messages, I guess that's... My text is very long. Yeah. Okay, so that is just different font choices, I guess. Why are you not updating? Because it's too long? Text. Okay. Guess now it's updating. Nope. Okay, same application, just with text that's not connected. 3D objects beta, that looks like a wow, wonky 3D Pinchy. Outline own STL files, what does that do? So I guess this is, let me just do the mushroom. I guess this is vase mode? Okay, maybe I shouldn't have gone for the mushroom. Where did they even grab that? Was that in downloads? Mush, no. Maybe that was a bit much for an STL file. Oh, desktop. Okay, because that is a 62 megabyte STL. Probably too much. What was the? No, that was an STL. Part bus, no. Okay, let's do a. Oh, now it's okay. I guess it was still processing in the background. Hardness test, flex test. Oh no, it did load. What? Oh, that's because the model had supports built in. That's not something that that the app included. So it looks like our maximum print height is like 45 millimeters that we can do. Yeah, I don't know. So I don't think the supports would print with this, but the model should print. So that I guess that was like an export from some slicer that I was doing. But yeah, that's. Let me see. Do we get a preview? Let me just slice this and see what it does. Okay, now we uploaded another file. What? Nah, I think we overwhelmed it. But yeah, 3D outline. Vase mode. 3D objects with infill. Molds. Molds is also, I guess, some sort of a vase mode. And then paid apps. This is stuff that is not just a web app, I assume. This is something that they will do for you. So you upload something and a person actually takes your file and optimizes it for printing, or creates a logo from you for you from a file. Or creates a template from whatever. Here's some tips. We will create a printable and optimized template for the MyCusini for you. Yeah. This service costs 20 MyCusini credits. I would assume that's 20 bucks. Should we just try and slice a benchy? I don't know how long that's going to print. Do we have, where's my 3D benchy? There's my 3D benchy. Let's just see if we can slice that. Honestly, I don't know if you have enough material left, but we're going to see. Ultra Soul Pikachu. So it has, okay, so it's, that's less than a regular benchy, right? So that is scaled down. Let me grab one. But not much. Not much. So regular 3D benchy is 48 millimeters tall. So it's just slightly scaled down, which does make this more challenging to print. Should this be reviewed by CNC Kitchen? Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to see his, or hear his take on it. John England, yeah, the web interface, I mean, it's not the flashiest web interface ever, right? But I guess if it does what it has to do. Yeah, Brock says the thing with no settings is this is not intended to be a 3D printing nerd's dream, right? This is supposed to be aimed at people who use this thing as a kitchen tool. And you know, if the guys from MyCusini figured out one set of settings that they find is most reliable for their machine, then I'm happy to use that. G-code file, 3dbenchy.gco. Okay. So before I print it, let me just take a quick look through the SD card. Yeah, folders, G-codes. Okay, simple enough. Simple enough. So where do the previews come from? So these have English names. Interesting. Elf. Usually you write that with an F, right? There's the preview. Actually, I think if we zoom out far enough, there's our preview. You guys seeing that? That is exactly what the LU Neptune 2 was doing. So I wonder if they're using like the same tool for that. Basically, you get zeros for white or black, and then you get like these hex codes. I don't know how many. I guess it's 4 bytes that determine the color of each pixel. So if we zoom out here, we can actually see the difference there. So that's, yes, exactly the same thing. I think the Neptune 2 was doing that, right? Where it had one small preview and then one larger preview just embedded in the G-code. Super, I mean, I like that because it's like a super non-proprietary way of doing it, and it should be fairly easy to replicate this if you want your own previews, but it doesn't need the previews. It is, after that, it's just regular RepRap flavor and a bit of meta information. I'm not sure if the printer was showing that, but yeah. Regular G-code, type wall outer. Is that Cura? Yep, so all regular G-code. The thing is, it doesn't need to be anything special, right? So with the preview in there, the preview can be there or it can't be. It doesn't have to be there. It can be missing the preview, and the printer's still going to be happy. So if we plop these into the main folder here, it should show up on the printer. It doesn't have the preview in it though. What SD card are you? 4 gig. Can you even still buy 4 gigabyte SD cards? Okay. Cure can apparently do that preview for me. Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a plugin or something, but the Neptune was using, I think, Cura to generate those previews. Sorry if you're someone who finds eating noises annoying, but you kind of knew what you were getting into when you opened up this stream, right? So that is flat enough. You are cooled off. I guess when you print back to back and you don't let this thing cool off, it's not gonna need to reheat. But right now, with the printer being sufficiently cooled down, it does need to preheat again. Longtech smartass. You can't buy 4 gig SD cards, it requires SDHC. Yeah. Now, but do they even still make them? That was the question. 10-minute preheat time sucks. Yeah. Yeah, that's not it. It's physics, right? Because I explained it a minute ago. You have just a lot of material that needs to be heated thoroughly. It's not like a 1.75 millimeter bit of plastic that you heat through. You have to heat through the entire slug of your printing material, and that just because this is not as thermally conductive as a metal, that just takes a while. So it's unless this was like a CHT nozzle, but then you'd need let me think. So if you had like something going into your material, like fingers or like with the CHT, like 3 individual bores, you would also need a plunger that then presses into that. So probably a bit complicated and a bit too involved, right? A bit hard to clean as well. Okay. Ooh, that's interesting noises from the shoulder. 8 minutes. While it heats up, I guess I can show you a quick overview of what we get for models. So all the stuff that is included, and a lot of people will just be using the stuff that is included because it's easy, right? So we move you. Move the fondant. Move you over here. Oh no. So yeah, I guess the place for this thing will be in the kitchen where you can actually clean off stuff like that easily. Though I gotta say I'm pretty happy with this table. This is just oiled oak. Choco fun contribution. Thank you, John. Glad you're enjoying the stream. So hope that's legible. I guess, yeah, I could zoom in a bit more, but should be fine. So 4K camera, cropping down 2x, so we still get a 1080p image. Food and drink. I'm gonna let you guys have a quick look at this. This looks like it's a nice mix of just 2D contour stuff and actual 3D models, like these hearts. These are actual proper 3D models. Mocha pot. And also hollow shapes, pear, raspberry, strawberry, banana, that you can fill with your own fillings with these. Well, with the ones you buy or the ones you make. Or I guess you could if you figure out temperatures, I guess you could print like a hollow shape and fill it with your own chocolate too. If you set this in a cold water bath or something, you might be able to fill it with molten chocolate. So countries and cities. So you get outlines of a couple of European cities and then like skyline, name logos, big numbers, chocolate bar. What are you? Okay, I guess these are intended to be printed onto a chocolate bar or an object or something. Easter, a couple Easter motifs, then a whole bunch of names. I guess these are just the 150 most common names in Germany and Europe, something. Male, female, other way around. Praline hollow molds. So as you can see, these are intended to be filled with the fillings. More of these. Letterings. Carpe diem, I'm Prosit, for you, be happy, good luck. Thank you with a heart. MyCusini logo. Other. Okay, this is literally everything. The Eastern Germany traffic man, or traffic light man, what they're calling it. More letters, so same thing that you got with numbers. Playing card logos, or playing cards, what are they called? Colors? Suits. Animals. So this is covering all the stuff that I guess somebody would request if you're baking stuff and you have a customer coming in saying, hey, my daughter likes dolphins. Can you put like little dolphin figurines on the cupcakes you're making or in the cake you're making? You go in and it's like, oh yeah, I can do that. We've got a dolphin. Did I skip that? We've got a dolphin, right? Don't tell me we don't have a dolphin in here. There we go. No, that's fish. Do we not have a dolphin in here? Okay, but you get the idea. My daughter likes krakens or squids. We can do that. Is there not? Okay, that's a missed opportunity. First animal I point out and they don't have... Oh, there it is. Okay, so they've got the hollow. They've got the hollow version of a dolphin. Okay. Yeah, but I guess that's what that's for. Birthday cakes, decorations on top of that. That I guess in like specialty, I mean, I don't know what like kitchen or bakery supply stores will sell you, whether they actually have this sort of stuff just mass produced that you can order as a 2,000 part kit that you just store and have at the ready. If somebody comes in and says, hey, I want this one exact figurine on top of my cake, and you go into your assortment shelf and you pull out the one thing that they want. I don't know if that's something that exists, like yeah, in a bakery or something, but that I think is the idea, that you can do whatever you want or whatever the occasion requires, or when you actually have somebody who requests a special decoration to be put on. Yeah, so that's the over 1,000 templates that you get, and of course, like we saw, you can slice your own stuff. I'm gonna have to, so I shall review this thing in full, and what would be interesting is if you can go in and create just like an extruded 2D or 2.5D shape from an SVG you find online, or but you know some vector graphics that you can find, or I guess that they do have that as a service where you send them a pixel image that they convert for you into a vector and into a print file. But it would be cool if that was just an automated thing that the web interface was doing. Yeah, of course, right. So Aram is saying, I imagine they would have molds of the most typical forms and they just pour melted chocolate into it. That's a good point. Yeah, so maybe interesting comparison would be printing chocolate-like material versus versus using something like a what's the one called where oh god, I'm forgetting all the names right now. Vacuum forming, right? Having a master shape that you create somehow else, and then vacuum forming it and using that as a mold to pour chocolate into. Comparing that versus this process. I guess this one's a lot... Is it? Yeah, it's simpler, I guess, because you don't need that intermediary mold, and you don't need your master form. You just have your digital print files, right? That's what 3D printing is about. But I guess for like mass production, having a mold and having a vacuum formed master mold might be cheaper, easier, simpler in the long run at scale. The Maiku, yes, Simone, thank you. Thank you, exactly, that's the one that I... Oh no. Oh yes, it's, I smacked it and it skipped, and it's like, I was like, did I stop the the preheating process? Yeah, the Maiku, that's the one that I meant. Who's working for them? Wasn't you, Simone, right? No, okay. Camera really focus? Thank you. So, there we go. There's our layers lettering, which is threaded 3D benchy. Extrude until the Choco flows continuously. Daniel, good to see you. Yeah, so well, let me prime this real quick. That stream from Joe, that would be my recommendation after you watch this one, of course. So, formerly known as 3D Maker Noob, Breaks and Makes is doing a charity stream for the same cause that I'm donating $1 for every 1,000 views this month. Basically, the foundation or whatever purpose that E3D are setting up in honor of Sanjay Mortimer, and yeah, I'm going to link that once we're done. Floristic, yeah, Agustino Arroyo. Was with Maiku, with the vacuum forming company that makes the vacuum formers. Okay, 3D benchy. So interestingly, you get no bottom solid layer by default on their slicer. I guess if you slice your own stuff, that is an option, but yeah, no bottom solid layer. And now I'm really wondering if our material is going to be enough. But we'll see if it actually figures out, hey, I've run out of material, please refill, and if it has that handle, if there is like a refill operation that you do in the middle of a print. We'll find out. Joshua needs to know how strong 3D printed chocolate gears hold up for science. I guess they would, so if you would actually use them for transferring any amount of torque and power, I guess they would melt before anything, but yeah. So this looks like there's no issues with extrusion right now. Whereas that first Christmas tree that now unfortunately has disappeared had a bit of that on the first bit, but yeah. Domonkos is asking, can you do multi-material? I mean, you can assemble stuff, but you can't print multi-material in one machine. Trying to figure out whether we have audio for that, but no, that's muted. Okay, let me see if that brings it back. But yeah, thank you for the 10, Derek, and thank you for the support on Patreon as well. And Merry Christmas to you too. All right, D-Wait is asking, is there any cooling? There is not. There's no cooling on this. So that black slug that you're seeing, that literally just holds our stainless steel cartridge holder, whatever you're calling this, syringe, basically. And there is no cooling fan on this, which is why the Christmas tree we printed earlier had a bit of a melty top. But yeah, as long as you don't, they see you rolling, yeah. As long as you don't have stuff that is like super tiny, I don't think no cooling is much of an issue. It would be weird to have the kids fighting over who gets to clean the nozzle, yeah. Have you tasted it yet, left field? Yes, I have. I've eaten the first print, which is why we don't have any finished prints yet. Is this blue chocolate? Technically not chocolate, but, well, actually not chocolate, but yes, blue fondant, Zuckerglasur, however you want to call it. They do make different types of cartridges, so this, I guess, is the closest stuff to chocolate. So this is like a nice brown looking material, and it is a compound coating is what it is actually technically called. There's your ingredient list. So similar to chocolate, but I guess it's missing the cocoa butter to be actual chocolate. May contain nuts. Yes, may contain traces of nuts and stuff. Yeah. That's a good Benchy so far. How often can it be heated until it goes bad? I don't think there's a limit on that. I don't think it goes bad after heating. It's gonna start dripping out of the nozzle if it stays hot, but typically if you heat it up, you're gonna print with it. That should dissolve in water? I believe so. Maybe? Oh, it's got a lot of fat in it, so I don't know if it's it would actually dissolve. Yeah. There we go again. You guys were saying, hey, it does contain cocoa powder. It does contain cocoa powder. It doesn't contain cocoa butter, which I believe is the other thing you need for it to be actual chocolate. Best tasting Benchy ever? Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. I've, well, not tried the other ones, but... Domenico Seto, is color change possible? So somebody has already asked about multi-material. I don't think you can swap the cartridge during a print. So everything you get on the screen right now is whatever that is. G dot. I guess that's like their placeholder for no preview, I assume. You get the progress bar, you get how long it has printed for, and you get a stop button. So there's no pause, there's no color change. I don't know if the firmware supports what's the G code for color change? M something? But yeah, you don't get the option to color change. Though it would, I think it should be possible, like from a technical perspective or from a technical standpoint, to actually do a color change. You could take out the this thing, the heater element, plonk out. Actually, yeah, you could do that. You could just keep your feed sticks in the second one. Plonk out one, plop in the other, prime until it extrudes, and that should be it. That should definitely be possible. that is pretty good print quality for not being filament. Simone, yeah, absolutely. You could create your own multicolor sticks. Though the thing with these sticks, let me just show again. Have you tried pausing a print yet? Well, there's no pause button. There's just stop. So I don't think, I don't know if there's going to be a going back after that. So what these sticks are, let me just move over here real quick. These have a plastic coating on them. So there's the sausage pack clip on them. These have a plastic coating, and the plastic coating stays on as you insert them into the heater core element. So the plastic coating kind of keeps your material from sticking to the stainless tube. So theoretically, this thing should be fairly clean once you've used up one of these sticks. So the only area where you're going to have material left is in that little, yeah, basically down here in that section. But everything up from there should be clean. Once you remove the plastic wrapper, or once you cut through that and mix and match, that might make a mess up here, and I don't know how clean the plunger will be able to push that out. But I believe that the plastic is a functional part of this entire setup. So yeah, the plastic creates that seal and makes sure that it's only getting pushed out the bottom. So the only place where it's open is down here. Yeah. If you have a way or a method of creating your own sausage packs, you can make your own color combinations and color transitions however you want, I guess. Closed ecosystem, well, it's not, these things aren't chipped or anything. So these packs aren't like, you know, there's nothing stopping you from making your own, and there's also nothing stopping you from just filling. Well, I don't know if the plunger actually has a seal that would be able to press. So my thought is, what happens if you take one of these and just fill it up with chocolate? You just literally pour some chocolate in there, hold the nozzle tip closed, and then have the plunger extruded. I don't know if that would work. Gonna have to take a look at the plunger. So if the plunger has like an O-ring around the perimeter, that would work. That should work. If it doesn't, it might just spill out the top and clog up the machine. So yeah, that's something to experiment with. I don't know if MyCusini will be very happy about me potentially filling up the plunger mechanism with chocolate, with molten chocolate, but I mean, only one way to find out. Bridging is pretty good. Hey, look at that. That's bridging. I mean, we might even get the, wow, we might even get a close top surface there. Can you measure the temperature of the nozzle? Unfortunately, I don't think I have a way of doing that. I could grab the FLIR and I could grab a thermal image of the printing part, but with the stainless steel, I don't think I can actually measure the nozzle itself. Needs a cooling fan? I would say that's pretty good for no cooling fan.
I wonder if you could make a reusable silicone sleeve for custom material sticks.
Oh, so that, okay, that should have read it. Thank you for the 5 cakes, huh? Could you make a reusable silicone sleeve for custom material sticks? Absolutely, definitely. You could very much make a sleeve that you just reuse, that you, instead of the 4-pack, instead of these, you just use a silicone sleeve and, you know, have that press out. That would very much work, I think. Kind of reminds me of for like the Philips Senseo pad coffee machines. You can get like little fill them yourself pads, more or less, which is just a plastic housing and a metal mesh. You plonk some coffee powder and you push that together, and then you put that in your pad machine, which kind of makes the pad, the convenience of the coffee pad the pad coffee maker redundant, because now you have the inconvenience of having to fill your own pads, but those exist. Ryan asked, well, glad I could inspire you to get some chocolate ice cream, and Merry Christmas to you too. Let me grab the Fleur, and we can have a look at how that looks thermally. And while I grab the Fleur, maybe I can even turn on the mic on that camera. Yeah, might sound a bit weird, but hey, at least you get some sound from the printer. How good is the camera on the microphone on these cameras, by the way? So this is straight up the B cam, the built-in microphone on the Sony ZV-1, and I hear good things about it. But let me know how this sounds. Right, I'm gonna get the Fleur while you guys keep an eye on the printer for me. Thanks. Back. What did I miss? Printer's still printing. Printer's still looking good. Wow. It's going to be really interesting how well it handles the finer details up top, but down below, this is looking pretty good. Let me scroll through chat real quick. Okay, comments on audio, good enough. Pretty good. Not good mics, all okay, isn't bad. Okay, so decent. I guess better than your typical built-in mic, but you guys weren't crazy about that. I guess we can, you know, as a backup mic, as just for getting ambient, I think that mic should be good enough. Questions about is this really chocolate? We've covered this a couple times. So the blue stuff is not really chocolate and contains no cacao. The brown stuff does, ooh, that's like very far zoomed in. The brown stuff, compound coating does contain actual cocoa powder. So this is somewhat chocolatey. Technically not chocolate, but almost chocolate. Yeah. Benchy looks a lot better than most of those speed benches that folks show off. Yeah. I guess. Yeah, I have no idea what the... ooh, we dripped out here. And it's just saying 20%. I guess that's just because it's a lot of fine detail up top. So two things that I'm curious about is how does it handle once it runs out of material, and will it be able to do the finer details that it's getting to in a second here? Will we see this benchy floating, sinking in a mug of chocolate? I can see what I can do about that. Hold on, let me make a request here. Okay, looks like we're going to get some. We can do that. Thank you for the idea, Simone. Chocolate adjacent, yeah. Is this really blue collar chocolate? No, this is not chocolate, this is technically fondant. Bridging, yeah, as you guys saw, so the deck of the benchy, basically the top solid surface that you're seeing right now, that is all bridging, and it does bridge surprisingly well. So yeah, Larry, we're gonna see if benchies, or if this benchy does float. Wow, what are you doing? I guess that was gap fill or something? So regular printed benchies, like this one, by the way, this benchy that we're printing is a bit smaller than the real one because it didn't quite fit, not much actually, it didn't quite fit in the Z direction. Regular benches, I think I mean, they're very top heavy and they just flip over. They just go something like this. Yeah, there's not enough weight at the bottom, but it does have enough buoyancy to actually float up. Yeah, so while that is printing, a couple of notes that I saw, or a couple of things that I noticed on the printer. So, of course, on the top side, I'm hoping I'm not going to mess this up by moving it around. On the top side, of course, you have the touchscreen, which I don't want to, that stop button right there. I don't want to press that. We're at 24% and 23 minutes in. I think this is going to go a lot faster. I think this is just G-code lines that it's estimating in percentage. Once we get to the finer details up top, I think this will go a lot faster, because in the Z direction, or in the, yeah, well, it might also be Z, because we've already got like 25% of the height, but I think we've got way more than 25% of the volume extruded already. SD slot is up here. Then one thing that I did notice on this case is that this isn't, almost touched something there. This doesn't quite fit together perfectly. So this side is a bit further down. This side is sticking up a bit. Am I bending the frame? I hope I don't. So this doesn't look like super high quality. And yeah, you can see the seams of where the individual panels meet. I guess it's functional. It does look a lot higher quality than the original MyCusini, which just really looked like a cheap import toy. But yeah, overall this is quite the sturdy frame overall. So we did see the serial number, type label sticker on the back. Of course, it has CE. It is a German product, so I would assume it does adhere to the German rules. And then this thing back here, that's a micro SD slot. Well, at least it looks very much like a micro SD slot, and I have no idea what that is for. It might be for firmware updates for the actual main board, because the screen might be running a different processor or something. I don't know. I will need to find out. Also, there's a couple holes in the back here. There's another hole here. These might be, I don't know if these are from the injection molding or if these are for assembly, to just hold the machine in place. But they're still there, and you can actually see some light shining out of the one up top here. Yeah, and then of course the barrel jack I did tape in place. I don't know, these buttons, are these typically mounted in the way where you press down on the side that doesn't have the LED in it and then it's on? This, to me, intuitively I would have flipped the other way. Just a note. Yeah, and then of course once we're done we can pull out the bed, which is just magnetically held in place, and you can completely pull that out of the printer, which I really like. I don't think it is dishwasher safe though with the open builds style wheels. On the side here there is a cover that says service only. I kind of want to peel that. You know, if you put stickers on there that make people curious, you can expect people to get curious and to peel the stickers. Ooh. That's like an adjustment gear or something. Is that? You know what that is? I think that is like a leveling gear that adjusts print head alignment left to right. So I think that the way it looks, I think that raises and lowers one side of the tool head. So if you have yeah, it would work like that, sure. Because the bed is assumed flat and you don't really have to adjust back to front, but you do have to adjust left to right, I guess. And that, I guess, would adjust left to right. So this gets adjusted once at the factory, and then you put a service only sticker over it, and that's that. We're gonna leave it at that. FBI open up, yeah. Is there anything on the underside? Oh God. Yeah, you see a bit of the internals, you see a bit of the plastic injection molding parts, but not really anything interesting. But yeah, there is that slot, this slot right there, where the catch and the motion system for the y-axis comes out of. that is just completely open to the bottom, which means sometimes that is a drip. Sometimes you get just bits of your printer materials dripping onto your table, and this, well, thankfully it does come off rather cleanly or rather easily. And this, so yeah, I guess one last thing to note with the two power switches. That's the power switch in the printer, and that is another power switch in line with the power cord. I guess they just reused the power cord from the first MyCusini, and now you have two power switches. This one, as I keep moving the printer around here on the table, this just keeps getting caught. Oh yeah, we zoomed in on the top camera. This one kept getting caught on the edge of the table, right there, and I guess that kept tugging on the power plug. So, yeah. All right. We're getting to the interesting. Nope. We're getting to the interesting bits in the 3D Benchy. So the little lip, as you can see, this bit right here, that is starting to print. Yeah. And there is a bit of a light on the back of the printer, and you can see as I put my fingers across it. That looks like it's individually addressable RGB white LEDs, maybe? It looks like proper white light. I can't quite read what the pads are saying, but yeah, it looks like individually addressable RGBW LEDs, and I assume that is like for status information. If something goes wrong, it blinks at you, or something along those lines. Asaf, it has already done bridging. The deck of the boat is already a bridge surface, and right now actually it's doing some bridging. And it's doing it rather well, to be honest. For not being a particularly bridgy material, it is handling it quite confidently. Oh, Fleur, Tech Degenerate, thank you. Yeah, I grabbed that. I completely forgot about that. You are right. I did get that specifically to take a look at the temperature. So let's see. Why are you so hot over there? What is going on here? Yeah, that's quite warm over there. So on the back side of the printer, there, you can feel that it is quite warm. I guess some sort of a regulator is sitting there. But overall, it's also quite warm up there at the LEDs. Overall, tip temperature, 28 degrees. That can't be. Yeah, tip is reading 30 degrees. Though, to be honest, that is not completely calibrated yet, I think. Yeah, so the sensor is still heating up. But it looks like this is a rather cold printing process. So you can see the hotspot actually following the nozzle there. Calibrating, 31 degrees. Huh. Interesting, and as I pan up, I can't really see anything warmer than that. Let me see from the back what we get. 30 degrees. Which honestly kind of makes sense. You know, when you grab fondant, sugary fondant like this, or real chocolate, and you just heat it up with your hands, it melts, it gets soft, right? So this doesn't need to be super hot. To be honest, I was expecting a bit more. Not as in I'm disappointed that it's that cool, but I just thought it would need more temperature to melt this stuff. Huh. So can you touch the nozzle? I assume you can. Though you can't really get your fingers in there, so that the gap is quite small. But you should be able to touch it, no problem. Closer to glazing than fondant? Yeah, probably. Probably, yeah. It's just that last stream people were calling it fondant, so I just went with it. You just witnessed a Z-hop? I don't know. Is the nozzle hot to the touch? I can't get my finger in there. And honestly, I don't want to disrupt it right now. Maybe I can touch it if we do another print once the benchy is done, and I can, well, I don't think we're going to do another print, but we can at least run it through the preheat cycle and see how hot it gets and whether it's like hot, uncomfortably hot to the touch. I don't think you should be able to burn yourself on this, which is a good thing for something that's supposed to be a kitchen tool and a kitchen accessory. Put your hand in the shot. No, my hands are freezing cold. I don't think it's... So if I get my hands on here, my hands are like... Yeah, my hands are very cold. Should read 36 as 37. Yeah, no. Hands never read 36, 37. It is very cold down here. So the table reads 20-ish. Yeah, that's the walls over there. Those read like 18, 16. That's, what am I reading? Oh yeah, that's the camera. Oh! That's the camera you're seeing over there that does the starting soon and be right back. But yeah, stuff is very cold in here, and if we take a look at my hands, hold on, where's my hands? There's my hands. That's like 23, 21, yeah, I have freezing cold fingers. But, so what we're seeing, hold on, let me just grab a hot chocolate, ordered, okay. Cartridge emptied, print aborted. Aww. So basically you can't ever print anything that is more than half a stick of your print material. So half a stick, that's, how much was that? 16 grams. So if you want to print something big, you have to grab a fresh cartridge or a fresh half cartridge, insert it and right there. So print aborted. Well, do we go okay? Do we go okay? Yeah. 0% refill cartridge. Yeah, you can hear the plunger moving back up. There's no restart, there's no pause. But there's our half 3D benchy. I'm going to touch the nozzle while it's still hot. Might be bad because I've got... Yeah, that's not warm at all. That is like... That is not even like lukewarm. So yeah, very low melting point. And definitely not dangerous. Definitely not dangerous to the touch. I just touched my finger weird. I don't know. I got a weird sensation there right now. But yeah, definitely not cold or not hot to the touch at all. So we can unlock this. Hello? Oh, do I have to? I might need to do the refill cycle with the screen. Hold on, that was the plunger. I don't think I can. Oh, hold on, maybe we will be able to get it out. So let me show you this again. You can just take out the entire cartridge and I guess clean the inside here. This is like all smooth surfaces here. And this is the actual Y-axis drive, so that hooks on magnetically to that little magnet down there. Right, so if we take out the heater, it does have an O-ring on it. So that to me, ooh, but it's greasy. It's greasy, oily. Interesting. So I guess that's grease from our pack, from our print material pack that has melted off and kind of separated. Yeah, that is very oily. But I guess you could, in fact, just hey, shot that out. You could just fill these up with your own material and print with that, I guess, because there's no sensor, there's no detection of like, hey, you put in a genuine pouch pack or a sausage pack. You could in fact fill these up with your own material if you want to save on consumables, or if you want to print a specific material or whatever. Yeah, like I said, these, let me pan over here. You guys hearing that? I guess I'm hungry. I guess I've skipped dinner, or proper dinner. So there's our sausage pack, and the plastic stays in here, and you pull that out in one go. There is your sausage wrapper. God. Yeah. Guess. Oh no! Now the Smurf stuff is on my fleur. Get off of there! Yeah, there's your Smurf's sausage wrapper that you pull out of the holder, and you can just throw this out. God, why do we have to do the blue one? Yeah, and that's all that's left on the inside there. And basically you can plonk the next one right on top of that, like that, and keep on printing. And that should be fairly well primed at that point. So yeah, that just goes back into the heater unit. And yeah, the heater unit, that has an aluminum sleeve on the inside there, which is warm still, but again, also not hot to the touch. Oh yeah, and it does say don't put this in the dishwasher, which makes sense since this is electronics. However, this, you can put in the dishwasher, very much so. It's just stainless steel. So if you, oh, now it's already stuck to the bit that was still in there. There we go. So if this you want to clean out, you can put this in the dishwasher and kind of use the heat to melt out whatever's left in there. So that goes back in here, and then you just click on there. Temperature, yeah, because I did stuff I wasn't supposed to do. So we get a delivery of some hot chocolate that's probably going to spill all over the place. With the cookie and the candle. Dankeschön. There we go. So Simone wanted to see whether we can get the 3D Benchy to float. So let's try the, oh, that smells amazing. Problem is, okay, so before we dunk it into the chocolate, let me get you a glorious shot of the benchy itself and how we printed that. So there's the benchy. There's the benchy. For what it is, it's pretty good, I think. So of course you get no bottom solid layer. Layers look okay. Bridging, surprisingly good, though not super, like this isn't watertight. Overhangs are surprisingly good. For no cooling at all, overhangs are good. Like, okay, it's not perfect. I'll admit that much. It doesn't look like a PLA print, but it does look surprisingly good for what it is. That's that. It's not terrible. It's not, I mean, it's not amazing, but for, like, look, for the extrusion technology of being a plunger and a sausage pack of chocolate-like material, I think for that it's pretty good and it's pretty consistent. And of course, if you use different lighting for this, I've got relatively sharp edge lighting on everything here in the studio, which does make prints look a bit less than optimal. So if you take a look at this one, this was on the Sigma D25. Yeah, this one doesn't look perfect either. So just for reference, like, yeah. So how much is the Sigma D25? 3 grand? 3 point something grand? And it doesn't even print with chocolate. So that's a point to be made. So let me see if this floats. We're not going to get any buoyancy from enclosed air, but oh, well, that's the end of that. Goodbye, dear Benchy. So yeah, that dripped out of the Smurf wrapper. All right. So that is the MyCusini 2.0. I'll be doing a review of this, of course. I'll be checking out some more of the details of how the online tools work, because that's something that we kind of skipped over briefly in this video. I'll do some more tests for how practical this is, and of course in 2 days, Christmas Day. No, Christmas Day. What is the 25th called? It's not Christmas Day. It's no, Christmas Day. Yeah, not Christmas Eve. So Christmas Eve is traditionally when Germans have their Christmas event, gifts and all that, presents. But yeah, and then Christmas Day you have like the dinner and have relatives over and all that. So like I said, we're gonna have some sort of dessert. I don't know what exactly we're making, but this is gonna get involved in that and make some customized decorations for that. Yeah, anyway, thank you all for watching. Have a great Christmas. I hope I'm gonna have a video out before Christmas. I'll have to see how well that got edited. Thank you all for being here. Oh yes, and before I forget, let me plonk the stream link in here real quick. Oh, nope, that's the wrong keyboard. If you guys want anything else to watch, here is the charity stream from Breaks and Makes that he's doing right now. Check that out, join in there, and I'm gonna call it for this one. Yes, Daniel, thank you for posting that. That is live right now. Go rate his stream, say hi from me, and like I said, have a great weekend. Have a great weekend. No, it's not. What day is it even? Have a great Christmas, and I will see you all later. Thanks for being here, and bye-bye.